What's up, everybody? Today we've got our second spoiler-filled review of a movie for gamers. This time we're tackling Ex Machina, or as I like to call it, Jurassic Park with robot tits. Just to reiterate, spoilers abound ahead, so you have been warned. Let's jump on into the plot synopsis. At level 1, you're exposed to Caleb, a programmer who works for a multinational corporation led by my new personal hero, Nathan, played by Oscar Isaac. So Caleb wins this completely illogical lottery deal and then gets transported to a remote and massive slice of land that's illogically unpopulated by anyone except Nathan and his massive estate. For your leveling grind, you're journeying through Nathan's home, arguably the most important character in this movie, and getting exposed to all the crap you're expecting when you see the trailer for this movie. Oh look, there's an AI. Oh, Nathan might be a bad guy. Oh, the AI might be a tricky minx. Trust no one. Deception, deception, deception. Then this happens.
I told you you're wasting your time talking to her. However, you would not be wasting your time if you were dancing with her. Go ahead, dance with her. Dance with her. No? You don't like dancing? She does. Come on, buddy. After a long day of Turing tests, you gotta unwind.
What were you doing with Ava?
What?
You tore up her picture.
I'm gonna tear up the fucking dance floor, dude. Check it out.
Trying to find a friend. Everybody's busy. Can't wait for the night to begin. You work all
Come on, Caleb.
You work your fingers to the bone.
Yeah, dude. Hands down my favorite scene in the movie. Anyway, your max level content is everything going absolutely bananas. Oh look, the hot one is AI as well. The AI work together, which we'll come back to in a minute. They kill Nathan, which leaves only Ava alive. She traps Caleb in the house and then catches a helicopter ride off the proverbial island. So let's talk about the cool shit. Ava is acted very well by Alicia Vikander. Actually, that's pretty much true for everyone in this movie except for one, which we'll get to in a bit. The house is fucking awesome. Like seriously, coolest house ever. The pacing and tone of the editing is generally pretty great, although at times it did feel a little like ending prom night with a kiss. Yeah, it's alright, but you were hoping to get up in that ass. Here's an example. I need you to help me, Caleb. I need you to help me test an AI that will change the world. Because the truth is, I'm going for a potato soup at O'Charlie's later, and I'd like to bring the AI with me. Not like a date, just a friend thing. See what I mean? There were a few of these sort of letdowns where they build up the music and then nothing really happens in this movie for sure. So now, let's jump into the complete wipes. Caleb is a pretty illogical, terrible character. I actually don't blame Domhnall Gleeson, is that how you say that kid's name? I don't know for this. His performance is definitely the weakest, but he also didn't have a lot to go on. The character is filled with inconsistencies right up until the end. He actually embodies the title's reference perfectly, though, as he seems to only know things when it's convenient to forwarding the plot, and to be completely ignorant when it's not. Also, people don't fall in love like they do in this movie. Like, imagine how strongly you'd have to love someone to stand against basically the leader of the business world, the genius of his time. Then imagine that you only had 5 days or so to fall that deeply in love, so deeply that you'd help these people escape from the coolest place on earth. Then imagine that those people weren't actually human. Then imagine that they hadn't put out yet and you weren't entirely sure that they ever could. Yeah, they've got sensors in a slot, but is that the same thing as getting some ass? Then imagine that you weren't even sure they really felt emotions. Finally, imagine imagine you're smart enough to be a programmer at the world's leading search engine. That's a whole lot of leaps that you have to make for those things to make any sense when put together, and frankly, they just didn't pull it off in this movie. But Caleb was not my only problem with the film. Why in the flying monkey fuck would the helicopter pilot let this random chick on board at the end of the movie when the whole island is on permanent lockdown? Especially when we know that the pilot understands these rules because he abides them in the beginning. It makes absolutely no sense. Here's another one. Why didn't Kyoko do something sooner? She seemed perfectly capable of killing Nathan on her own, especially since she'd been around him in many blackout states of drunkenness. But my absolute biggest problem with this movie is at the core of the whole Sherlock Moriarty smart guy battle that leads to the end of the movie. If Caleb could sabotage the security protocols, they weren't that great to begin with. And if he could do it, why would he ever tell Nathan that he'd done it? And why would he need to get Nathan drunk to act on it and basically give his entire plan away? Just go all Clue style on it and hit him over the back of the head with a candlestick or something. Or even better, just walk out with Ava. Clearly Nathan couldn't stop her anyway. I mean, he kept her in one room the whole time. He obviously was afraid of what she'd do to him if she ever left that one room. So just let her out, override the security protocols and open the doors and then watch her kill him. It made absolutely no sense to me. In the end, this is a pretty good movie that's got an interesting premise and a very cool tone, but the inconsistencies largely in the third act make it not a great one for me. It's worth mentioning that it was written and directed by Alex Garland, who's the same guy who wrote 28 Days Later and Sunshine, both way more interesting movies in my opinion. For that and everything else, I give Ex Machina 7 experience points out of 10. But am I batshit insane? Do you agree with the majority of critics out there in thinking that this movie is ridiculously awesome? Leave a comment below and snooze your knowledge on my face hole. I have been the Higgs from MMOplay.com. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you Monday.